Yesterday I worked with Mork, and we didn't have the video here to show any of his progress, but yesterday was a fantastic day for him. He let me do anything and everything I wanted to do to him. For the first time ever, he was completely willing and just was so accepting of me. So today I felt like we were ready for our first ride, and so I just finished riding him. There was a lot of preparation that went into his first ride. He was very reactive and would kick at lots of things. And today when I rode him, he was just completely relaxed. As a matter of fact, the hardest part about riding him today was getting him to move, because he's picked up on the horse that just relaxes and doesn't do anything doesn't have to work hard. And so we've kind of, like I had mentioned in the last video, gotten him a little too desensitized. Now he's just stuck on slow, and that's a fantastic problem to have. I first saddled him, and then I flapped the stirrups around like I had been doing for the past couple of days. But the difference today was, with the head still in his mouth, I flexed him around to the same side that I got on. And then I put my foot in the stirrup and kind of pulled myself up, putting some weight in the stirrup, and then when he stood still, I retreated, I took it away. So I did that about 3 or 4 times to prepare him for me coming over. And then when I got to the point where I could stand up in the stirrup, I reached over to the other side of him, tapping the other side of his body, because the first time he feels me on the other side of his body, which is his right side, because I got on the left, I didn't want that to be my leg and that spook him. So lots of tapping of the saddle, lots of rubbing him. He did incredible. So with the use of an assistant, we were able to get him to understand what the kicking meant. The first time I get on him and I kick him, he's not gonna know that that means walk. So I would kick for about 3 or 4 seconds and then cue my assistant. She would then point and move the stick. He knows those things. He knows what it is to respond to a handler on the ground. He knows that when you point, that means go. So with me kicking for a couple seconds and then my assistant pointing, he quickly made the association between the kicking being the cue to go. And so I was very happy with his progress in that department. The groundwork was crucial to the successful ride we had today. Without the groundwork, we would have had a lot of bucking, just a wild ride. And the more times you hit the ground, the better your groundwork gets. It's one of my favorite sayings from one of my favorite clinicians. And that it's so true. I mean, we took a lot of time to get him to this point, a lot longer than I wanted, but it proved, to be a good choice, because he was very willing, very accepting of today. So putting the headstall on wasn't a problem, brushing his whole body, picking up his feet, things that before would have caused either severe pain to me because his reaction, or him just running away from me, were things that he was just completely willing to do. So that was fantastic. When I was riding him today for the first ride, there was a lot of movement in the saddle, a lot of touching his body, a lot of slapping my legs, slapping the saddle, because I need to make sure that the first time something happens in the saddle that touches him in a place that he's not familiar with, he's not going to overreact. So we did tons of just slapping and moving and riding around like it was my very first time on a horse. And the only way to get him really good and broke is to ride him like a fool. So that's what I did. I moved my legs around a bunch, slid them back and forth, side to side, flapping them around, and touched his butt, touched his head, touched his neck, all kinds of places on him to just make sure that every part of his body was desensitized. When I got off, I let my foot slide over his butt, but I kept his head bent around so that if he were to do anything stupid, I would have control over him. And to my surprise, he was just a perfect angel. Tomorrow, I will ride him again and hopefully get another couple minutes on him and a nice trot. And if we can work up to a canter, that'd be great, but our lazy boy, we'll see what we can get to. I'm also gonna bring the horse trailer tomorrow and work on trailer loading him. I have plans next week to take him on some trail rides for 4 days in a row. So it's important to me that I can get him in the trailer, because it's a 3-hour drive to the trails that we're going to. So the trail rides are going to be great for him, because we're going to canter on the trails, uphills, downhills, over logs. The hardest part for a horse when you first get on them is them understanding the need to move forward. They usually either move forward by bucking, or they rear up because they really don't want to go forward. Taking him out on a trail with another horse is a fantastic way of him understanding how to move forward under the saddle and just get relaxed. The more he moves with me on him under saddle, the more comfortable he's going to get. I'm putting on a helmet because I'm getting ready to ride Mork for the first time. And this can be pretty dangerous, so for my safety, I'm going to wear a helmet for the first couple of rides when I ride.